Yeah, I feel like the theme of this match, the theme of this best of 3 series between both of these teams is adaptability, right? Because we even talked about their drafts on paper for game number 2, where it felt like DEWA had the counters to CFU Gaming and what they wanted to utilize with the composition that was brought to them, right? Arlet with the final slash should be able to disrupt that clumping style because of the Estes. Lolita as well, Yeve on top of that for just more utility, more damage, and just more everything, more nuisance to the side of CFU. But they adapted in game. They realized, all right, we're kind of bad when it comes down to these team fights if we work a certain way. And so DEWA had to kind of adjust to that, and then CFU adjusted back by being able to force these 5v5 fights utilizing the Valentina.
Let's get a little bit more deep into that regards, right? Because if you think about how the drafts kind of went for game number 2, DEWA United, they actually prioritized the Yeve as well as the Arlot over the Valentina, which gave I would say CFU that opportunity to make that kind of plays. In this case, ZZZ on the Valentina was really given so many tools to work with to find opportunities to counter engage. Hopefully, it is going to be a little bit different. However, this third game is going to be the same thing here coming from both sides. CFU still on the first pick department and DEWA United on the second pick.
Yeah, let's see here. It's still the same theme, it seems like, right? All through 3 games in that first phase. We're talking about CFU, and they have not switched sides. So DEWA United still on the red side here. Kadena and Fanny banned out. DEWA United still saying no to 1-1. Let's see here. Perhaps this is the ban that will perhaps be the change because they need to readjust. There you go. The Fredrin ban comes through. So CFU, saying to CFU, all right, just don't play the Fredrin. My guess is CFU will ban the Lancelot.
Yeah, I think they should. I think they would as well, considering how Lanaya was just mechanically gifted, right? You can see 2 games in a row, Lanaya just loves playing those kind of, I would say, high mechanics skill heroes. We haven't seen play the Martyrs yet, but he is capable of doing so here. But it feels like when from the side of CFU Gaming, they're more composed and more rounded. They understand how they want to play their drafts, whereas DEWA United, they're playing around how Lanaya is going to be able to make opportunities for the team. So I feel like they need to chill. They need to rethink here and say, maybe we should use Lanaya as a bait and shift their focus and allow Setiawan to do his own thing.
Oh man, I love the respect coming in from CFU, right? Lance once again taken away. And I gotta say that the Ling was a situational pick. It really depends now. I think the meta has shifted in that sense.
Yep.
So DEWA United, what do they want to go for here? Last time they went for the Kaja ban. Joy now is available because they opted for the Fredrin. And I don't know, Joy for Wadu? That's too much mobility. That's too much mobility. I don't think I'd let that go.
I think just let Joy as well as the Aura through. Just so that both DEWA and CFU both get individual power picks. But no, okay. I'm surprised by this. They just don't want to do with Joy. So this is pretty much a no-brainer Arlet first pick. And then DEWA United would either take Novaria or Valentina. I don't think they would take both, but taking both isn't too bad. Because they could play very similar to how Blacklist played in MSC.
Don't forget about the Melissa.
Oh, yeah,
game
true.
1, DEWA United won with the Melissa. Game 2, CFU won with the Melissa. So this is the time for DEWA United to pick up the Melissa. And I agree with you. Perhaps one of the mages here, Valentina, comes to mind. But if not, then yeah, just go with the Novaria perhaps. Oh, not the Melissa. They opted for a Beatrix. In this tournament, not a good win rate, but it still works.
I mean, like, to be fair, you can't really count on the win rate, right? Because it really depends on how many times the heroes was picked.
Yep.
And it really depends on the pilot. So there's like a lot of other circumstantial things that would affect the win rate. So Beatrix, so for now, is quite solid. It depends on how things are going to go later on. How are CFU planning to, bully that Beatrix from that early game?
I think when in kind of this scenario as well, getting the Melissa again isn't too bad, but CFU, they do take this opportunity to bring the Novaria. So Vision game is going to be something that will benefit them as well. So it does put DEWA United in a spot where do they still want to play this kind of a sneaky approach? Do they still want to play assassin playstyle? And in this case, Claude, obviously the safety net as well gives you that wombo combo opportunity. Lolita still in the pool. But I like this Kaja pickup this time because of the fact that if the Cloud makes the wrong move, one Divine Judgment comes in, that's pretty much a goodbye for Zing.
That makes sense, right? With the suppression coming in his kit, It's going to be very tough for Claude to time the blazing duet properly. Let's go into the second phase here. Looking at the composition that Flamesy has brought, perhaps DEWA United can just try to limit the jungler position here as well. Right, they have the first pick in that second phase. Yeah, there you go. The main ban comes through. So perhaps they can really commit on towards a jungler ban here.
Yeah, they have to think about this, right? Because we know that Detective is known for the tank jungles, right? We've even seen, what is that hero again? Barrett's being brought in as well for them. So Bane is definitely a good choice. But do you really want to commit on banning Detective out?
To be honest, I don't think so. It's more like they have to set up in a way on how to enable Lanaya to do his own thing. And you can see CFU Gaming, they're just respecting all of what Lanaya is playing. It's a pretty clear cut on how DEWA United wants to play this, right? They're hoping that Lanaya is going to be able to make space to buy time for Setiawan and the rest of the team to kind of win this game. They are playing heavily depending on how Lanaya is going to be picking up his hero pool. So I feel like CFU Gaming, they should just straight up just ban off Martis as well, which is a pretty good one to deal with it, unless they want to pick it up themselves and mirror an assassin versus assassin composition, which I'm not a big fan. Sorry, I'm not a big fan of assassins.
I know, but it's fun.
It is
Okay,
fun.
what's the two most fun assassins to go up against?
I would say Lancelot Ling, 1v1.
Both are banned, I'm sorry to say.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa!
whoa!
Hanzo banned? What?
Nice!
Okay.
Okay, I
sure.
know you guys in MPO Indonesia had this Hanzo tank just annoying the heck out of the back line. So I'm surprised that they actually brought this up. I don't think DEWA United would play this at all, if you think about it.
Well, it seems like they just want to really secure the Novaria. But yeah, jungler pick, not yet. DEWA United is pretty confident they have enough hero pool here. It seems, even though it's just 4 straight up bans in that second phase towards that jungler position. CFU Gaming here. Question now, what will they go for here? Martis comes to mind,
Paramis.
and of course, Faramis can come into play here, entering either the mid or the roam, right? Because it's going to be paired with the Novaria.
Yeah, double roam strat. Double mage in the mid lane. Why not go for that? I don't know if that's their style, but it's definitely something that they can utilize here.
Yeah, they definitely can consider.
Blacklist can pull it off, so sure.
Oh,
you're right.
The Faramis is just pretty much a hard counter to glue. Pretty much like it feels like DEWA United doesn't mind if they go for it. But wait a minute, hold up.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Guinevere?
This is the
Really?
debut of Guinevere here
Jungle?
at SPS.
Guinevere jungle?
Jungle Guinevere.
Oh my god.
It is a jungle
It
Guinevere.
reminds me of Godiva. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You're a Godiva fan, girl. I remember that.
I miss Godiva.
But-
But, wow.
Going up against his comp? Okay. Man, I have nothing to say, but with the Hayabusa pick, it signifies that DEWA United from the get-go. Lanaya likes his assassins. He will get another assassin.
You know, to be honest, seeing this Guinevere here has been kind of integrated into this fighter playstyle. It feels like I kind of like this. Like, even though I want DEWA United to win this, but I want to see how Guinevere gets pulled off.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what this is gonna go. I haven't seen Guinevere in the competitive stage for so long. Maybe the casters know a little bit better about it. But man, we haven't seen this in so long. It's throwing me off. It's stressing me out a little bit. But I'm so excited to see if it's gonna work or not. Because if it does, that's a breakthrough for the current meta. And it just really shows how flexible the current meta is. So without further ado, we're gonna throw it back to Leo and Mirko. Take it away.
CFU Gaming refuses to believe in the concept of a current meta. They have their own meta as they go up against DEWA United Esports in this final game, in this best of 3 match. Mirko and Leo here bringing you this rubber match. I'm surprised, and a good friend of ours watching right now for sure is just as happy seeing Guinevere making its debut. Is this not very Blacklist of CFU?
It is, especially after they, showed off the SS in game number 2, the way they were playing, very Ube-centric, and in game number 3, a tournament mention, it reminds her of Godiva. Yes, maybe if it was played in the wrong position. So yeah, gotta give a big shout out to Wise for this Guinevere jungle. Let's see if CFU can pull it off against DEWA United with more of a standard composition.
Yep, DEWA United made the fatal mistake of facing CFU Gaming in a 5v5 from game 2. So now, hopefully, with this pick-off lineup, there is a Kaja, Obviously, that's a -1. There's a glue that wants to cut right through towards the back line. Definitely a go here. And of course, the Hayabusa in the hands of Lanaya, who you have been singing the praises of since we started.
Lanaya has always just been one of the solid pillars for DEWA United, even in MDL Season 6, where they were super down bad in the regular season. They were predicted to not make it to the playoffs. They had to pull a miracle run. They cannot lose a single match after their horrible first leg record, and they pulled through that. They went all the way to the grand finals, obviously ultimately losing to Evo's Icon, but the fact that they were able to get through that horrible start and finish off really well, it's a testament to their mentality, how strong they are, and in a full best of 3, this certainly is going to help DEWA United as well.
Yep, that Cinderella run is making DEWA United look at this rubber match, looking at this best of 3 like, we've been through worse. We'll be fine. But up against CFU, up against a team that plays this way and drafts this way, looking at the potential of the dive, the sustain, creative angles that you can get via that Novaria, via the ult, the full vision. And you're never safe when there is a Minotaur because, again, it can just end in a snap. Oh, this is giving me, I don't know, feels that maybe deja vu. Maybe Game 2 happens all over again.
Yeah, I think I really like the word they use, creative, because it really depicts what CFU Gaming are utilizing here. Their creativity to go for this kind of crazy, quote-unquote crazy draft to us, because we haven't seen it a lot. But for CFU, this is the norm perhaps for them.
Another day.
Yeah, it's another day at work, because if you take a look at it, sure, it might look like a very weird draft, but then we dissect the heroes. Minotaur Claude is already a pretty disgusting combo that we like to see especially after the Minotaur buffs. With the Minotaur and the Claude, the AoE combo is already insane. Add on the Arlen, add on the Guinevere, who can add magic damage onto the fray with AoE presence and CC. It's just a wombo combo draft.
All right, given that the room is very DEWA-centric, maybe we should dissect what CFU might actually try to do a little bit more, right? Here's one thing. Minotaur Bane has been something that came up even at MSC, right? But here, I dare say maybe Minotaur Guinevere is more brutal. Because again, you can enter more with the Guinevere. You can find better angles as compared to the Bane, who's actually very honest with the Ale up front and then Deadly Catch. Here, you can dash in and then temper if you want to weave in and out of basic attack or move out, and then Violet Requiem. So it's much more deadly and it locks in harder than the Bane Minotaur, so I like it.
I think when it works, it is much more deadly, but it is harder to pull off, right? You need to have, again, you need to understand the stacks and how you get that Violet Requiem to actually go for the CC.
Yep.
The fact is, you need to get everybody clumped up as well. This is how the composition works. If DEWA are able to do what they did in Game 2 initially, pull back, just bob and weave, force these resources to come through, and then re-engage right as the resources have been depleted, that's the winning condition for DEWA.
And they have to understand that. Folks, what we're setting up here is 2 polar opposite lineups. One wants to clump up and face you head on. The other wants to, again, bob and weave, find targets on their time with their initiative, and then move on to the next. Snowball throughout. So with that being said, I would like to think that DEWA here has to reset, but also learn from Game 2. They have to completely forget what caused their defeat, but also remember what led them to make those mistakes and then do much, much better here. But again, it's a similar approach.
Very similar, I agree, because again, in game number 2, it wasn't like they were just stopped from the very beginning. They were actually holding on to the game. They were in control. They were dictating the tempo, and they were the ones looking for proactive movements on the map, going for neutral objectives, going for pickoffs, and it was one fight. Lanaya got caught by the Appraiser's Wrath, didn't pop the Tempest of Blades fast enough because they were baited in through the Lord Dance, something that Fredrin is a specialist at, and something that DEWA United perhaps isn't really, accustomed to. The Cambodian special Lord Dance was a very unique style of Lord Dance because they ignored the side lanes. Yep. It's almost usually you're so used to thinking the default, which is you clear out the side lanes, you slow push, and the enemy team will disperse.
Yep.
No, Cambodians, they say no. We're going to stick together and we're going to force the Lord.
Hello?
Let's see what happens
Hello?
in this matchup because again, contrary to the current metagame that we've seen here in mid-2023, it's a difference between dive and poke, right? Either you go hard dive, you go hard poke. Here, it's a split up versus the Ube. So with that being said, I think
Leo.
this change in the metagame should be discussed not only by you and me on the desk,
Yeah.
but also by this voice in my head.
Who is this? Oh my, that's
It was
who.
them?
Hey, Turna, what are you doing?
Sorry.
Yo.
We're
I
having
saw-
a fun, special, deep,
Yeah.
knowledgeable conversation.
And I saw that as an opportunity to, mess
Try and
things
mess
up.
with me?
So
Exactly.
it was fun.
Not
Did
gonna
I-
happen.
Did I mess you up?
Not gonna happen. No, I saw them try. You tried too.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Okay,
We're
talk about it.
professionals.
Nice try.
Fine, talk again then.
What do you think about this? Oh no, perhaps you
They already talked
They
about
talked
it. You're
so
not
much about
listening
it.
to them.
Connie,
What
We
the?
were.
Come on,
I'm
Connie.
I'm disappointed.
Are
Connie.
we really gonna 4v1 this?
I'm disappointed.
Connie, it's fine as long as you do the thing.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Boom.
What is this yippee-ki-yay thing? Like,
It's a Gandhi
to be
thing.
honest, the moment
I'm
I
a
saw that you...
cowboy. Back in Indo, I'm a cowboy.
Just back in Indo?
Just back in Indo, now you're in Malaysia, so what are you?
I'm not Malaysian. What do you mean?
You're in
I was like a
Malaysia.
traveling cowboy. You're a traveling cowboy now.
I'd hate to ask what the logistics are for registering as a cowboy in Indonesia.
I don't know myself.
You
I
just
have
need
never
a cowboy
seen
hat, Leo.
an Indonesian cowboy
You
before.
couldn't pack it? You couldn't pack your 10-gallon hat in your luggage? Would
Oh
it
my
break?
God.
Would it break your capacity? What's going on?
It's a Clint.
Well, you
Clint
know,
cosplay.
Oh, that's.
Oh, that's pretty good.
we don't, Gani, if you actually want to bring it
That's
over, you can always just send it over through DHL. It's not that hard.
I know, right?
True.
Since you're going to be here for so many weeks, right? Now is a good time to actually, text them, call them, give them a call with the Samsung Galaxy as well. You got to borrow your phone.
No, I can't.
No,
No,
why?
I'm trying to hit the number one.
Everybot.
Nice.
Wait, I want to ask the casters, what level are you guys on FEBot?
Bro, you know that number one in the standings?
Uh-huh.
That's not me.
Oh.
Nice.
You gave me a mini heart attack there. What about you, Leo? What level are you on FEBot?
I can't play FEBot right now.
Why?
I'm jumped up on Monster. My fingers just... I'm saving my FEBot hours for later after the broadcast.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. That gives me a little bit more time to rank up.
Yeah, no, that's my meta. That's my game. I want you to put your effort in, play all the FEBot. When you're sitting at 3 or 4, I just barrel on up to 2.
What?
That's the game. That's
You
the
know,
game.
I think 2 isn't too bad if you think about small talk, because I know who number 1 is.
Who? Who turns?
It's a guy I know, a friend of a friend, who told me that he is secretly from a hacker from China.
See, now I know you're a liar.
You're a bad
Why?
liar, I see.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, it's
Like, you're
secretly
supposed
a
to
hacker.
be a caster.
Because it's impossible to
All right.
reach that kind of amount. man.
Casters are good at lying.
This is getting out of hand.
I'm not lying.
Real quick.
Why?
Let's
I'm telling the
reel
truth.
it back.
Why are we good
No,
at
we're
lying?
not. No. What?
Let's reel it back
No,
to what's
because
going
Casters
on
lie
there.
a
Pull
lot.
it back.
One can only imagine the pressure currently on the shoulders of Detective in the Gang, right? As CFU, as the lone Mekong region representative, what's it like going up against the newest member of MPLID in DEWA United, and then you're coming down to this last chance? One game. Well, technically not their last chance, but if they do win this, they're a best of 3 away from Jakarta. Imagine that. Riddle me this: Indonesians and 1 Malaysian in the analyst stand.
Leo's
Hi.
such a N-word.
Whoa.
What?
What is the
Yeah.
N-word?
He's
What
such
is
a nerd.
Oh,
Exactly.
We're like having a fun conversation. He's going back to work.
It's boring.
Oh my God, oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
I swear to God, like
thought-
when we whisper onto
I
his
thought she
Dios,
meant narrative.
ears, it's weird.
Yeah.
Man.
Narrative narrator.
That would be an M-word.
You know, I feel like that table over there is literally the angel who's just flying
No,
over your
no, you
shoulders.
could
Like,
just-
oh, I want to be a good boy, and we're here like, come on, man, we want to cut some slack. I want to
No,
drink some monster.
no,
I want
that's
to
not
have
it.
some fun and just,
No.
no. Or sorry, we're the white angel.
No,
They're
I
the
was,
demons.
No, I was gonna say they're just the smart table.
Oh, the nerds.
We have like a 3
Yeah.
IQ on this table.
Oh. Oh.
And it's not
You
dispersed
being
equally.
And
Yes.
you're 0.
I'm probably 15 just because I was like in FEBall 15 rank. Yeah.
How does 3 get to 15?
I
No,
don't know.
no,
Somebody-
no idea.
somebody's
It's
hard
just
math
negative.
works.
Somebody's hard negative.
Because like 3 plus 12, IC baby 12, 12 plus 3, so 15. Yeah, that's why I got my numbers.
That's
Where
not
do you
how
get your
math
name, though?
works.
Where did I got my name?
That's how he
I
writes.
didn't know how to count 1, so I just smashed my keyboard and just got 12.
Yo, and keyboard hate. I love keyboards.
That's the thing. I'm a pretty rager myself, but at the same time, you know what's interesting? I'm gonna call back my friend. His name is called Staffa.
Don't lie. You don't.
No,
have
no, I'm not even
friends, I see.
joking.
Come on, man.
MPLMY.
Okay, what do you think-
Caster
wait,
called Staffa.
what do you
His
think
name
he's
is
lying
literally just
about?
slapping on a keyboard.
What a name dropper, bro.
Dude, he slapped his keyboard. And that's how he's gotten the name. Staffa.
All right, you can snap your keyboard, but are you a Snapdragon?
I'm
sorry.
I am.
2 out of 10?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Three out of 10.
Leo,
How's that?
okay.
3 out of 10.
No,
3 out of 10.
I'll give
you
it
a 1
5. I'll give it 5.
Oh, 5.
Oh, wow.
Hey, 5
Can I
out
get a
of
6?
10?
Can I get a 6, 7, 8?
5.
5
Support,
out of 10
support.
is 1 out of 2.
Yeah.
That's fraction
She
right
has some
there.
maths real quick. Give her
Oh,
a
it's
second.
half.
There you go.
50%.
Okay.
That's why I'm not an
Okay.
analyst, folks.
Okay. Okay, let's take a breather here, right?
Okay.
One
Wow.
to
God
one.
needs to see
The
one right
cowboy needs to breathe, huh?
now. All right, all right.
Needs to
Yippee-ki-yay,
breathe.
cowboy.
Your
Show
horse.
me what you got.
Cowboy's not ready to walk. He needs his horse.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a breather. 1 to 1. But oh my God, producer.
Huh? What? Reptar? Reptar's with a banana?
What?
Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah, I
we
did
gotta
see the
see it.
banana.
We gotta see it. We gotta throw the break, guys. We'll be back in just a minute.
We gotta push to the limit, then work till we finish, then push to the limit, then work.
The Snapdragon Pro Series powered by Samsung Galaxy is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, Monster Energy, and DHL.
32 teams fought over a 6-day Swiss format of the Open Finals to secure their spot in the Challenge season. Buckle up as we run through the highlights and victories of the Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Legends Bang Bang Season 3 Open Finals. The Open Finals kicked off with a bang, with notable teams like RSGMY and EVOS Icon picking up swift 2-0 victories amongst others to get a head start on the board.
Completely just vaporizes Alchemy SG, and this crystal will go down RSGMY, starting off the Swiss stage.
Oh, Ripple, the man who likes the taunt.
Moving swiftly on to day 2, the battle rages on as all 32 teams fought once more, but this time to avoid elimination. DEWA United Esports managed to dodge elimination after they picked up a clean 2-0 victory over GameLab.
The knockguy's gonna be there to petrify, and they found UTC again. Shackle mode on the Kadita. Name me a better combo. DEWA United wipe GameLab off the face of the Land of Dawn, and it's a game-winning fight. DEWA United Esports 2-0 over GameLab.
After the first wave of eliminations, the remaining 24 teams felt the pinch as they battled through yet another day of matches. Archives Esports fought valiantly against Red Esports and gave us an exhilarating match to watch, ending it with a 2-1 victory.
Pull back with the Shell Stampede. Red ends up going down to Sumba, and Amal, he'll be caught up as well. The brick wall of Archive Esports is just solid. Spider Mouse gets pulled in, but has the immortality. They need to get to his second life, but it's just not possible. 3 members of Red fall. The first and final death of this game in the upper bracket.
Yeah.
Give him the ripple.
Now down to 16 teams, the remaining half of the original number went through what
We gotta
could
push to the limit, then work till we finish, then push to the limit, then work.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series. Powered by Samsung Galaxy. On that break, we saw Reptar running around with a banana, and it was so fun. And I'm so excited to show you that maybe later on, but it's still a surprise.
I was
It's
very
an
surprised.
experience.
You think about it. The banana was like this.
It's big.
It's like a human-sized banana. It's crazy.
It's huge.
I know,
7
right?
foot tall.
I don't know how much 7 foot is.
I don't know too.
About
My
one
unit
hand
is
higher.
like centimeters,
Ah.
so 180.
186, 183, 6 feet.
Wait, 7 foot is 200 already. 200 centimeters.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are about to resume the third game of this next upcoming match. Remember, it is 1-1 between DEWA United as well as CFU Gaming, where it was DEWA United taking that first game, CFU coming back, And now it's up to a best of 1 again, and it's been so exciting. We actually saw crazy picks in the drafting phase for game number 3 with the Guinevere being picked up by CFU Gaming, and I'm really excited to see how that actually pans out in this current meta.
I think when it came to this discussion, so me and Goni had this, you guys had, you as well, were talking, how is this Guinevere going to be played in the jungle?
Yeah,
role?
yeah.
Is it going to be jungle or is it not? Personally, I would like it to be more on the magic side rather than some might be playing the demon hunter as well, which is kind of weird, but attack speed seems to be the key here as a fighter now.
So you think that it's going to be like a Joy Jungle who goes for Mystery Shop emblem?
Could be a possibility if you think about it.
But you didn't agree. Why?
I think Guinevere should have Demon Slayer, but let's see. We'll see. I will check.
I want to know about the wave clear. I want to know how it does. Who's the opposite jungler?
It's
Hayabusa.
Yeah, it was
it's in the
Hayabusa.
So
center.
Hayabusa against Guinevere in the jungle. I don't think
Technically,
we've seen
both
that.
have high mobility to kind of rotate each other. The only difference is that Hayabusa is using it as escape. Guinevere is using it as a setup to actually one-shot combo somebody.
Now that's interesting, right? Because honestly, the Hayabusa has less room for error, in my opinion, right?
Yep.
Sure, the mechanics are crazy on the Hayabusa, but the setup, I feel, is very important from the rest of the team. It's going to require super intense synergy and chemistry. Let's see how that all unfolds as we pass back to the casters. Leo, Mirko, take it away.
I reckon it's time for us to get right into this game, partner.
It sure is, partner. Let's get into the land of dawn for game number 3.
And as speculated, it is indeed going to be the Jungle Guinevere rocking the Seasoned Hunter emblem. And yeah, we'll see what the item build eventually does come through for.
Yeah, it is going to be a Demon Slayer emblem. And whoa. Something we rarely see nowadays for the Arlet Tenacity emblem
Been a
instead
while.
of the Unbending Will.
Been a while.
This used to be the norm, but ever since the base damage nerf onto the Arlet, we have been seeing a whole lot more Unbending Will to just, to compensate for the base damage nerf.
Yep. But with that being said, it's a clear message that I think CFU Gaming are sending over that, yeah, Wadu wants to hold the fort. All he's really there for is that huge final slash. And then everything else is up to Zing. Everything else is up to Z. And maybe even Detective. Wondering what he's still going to build. I feel like it's going to be mainly tank. That's the best way to build Jungle Guinevere. Maybe with 1, max 2 items. Oh, wait, they catch 1.
Oh, Requiem, and that's going to be first blood for Z. Picks it up like it's nothing. Easy pick off, and that's the combo we were talking about. Leo.
Yes, Mirko.
Yes.
Ammon Rice didn't even get to move. Not even for a single second there, because that's all the CCs being stacked up. I didn't even talk about what an Astral Echo could do. So the Astral Echo could be used to set it all up. This is difficult if CFU Gaming gets their way. So talking about it, picking back up from that conversation we had about a minute and more ago before the break. DEWA United have to play pickoff, but right now they're scrambling here for the turtle.
Stolen final slash right now. That's a shadow kill onto Detective, but the Violet Requiem gives him sustain to survive. Jumping back in onto Cage, who's not going to be able to take him down just yet.
Whoa.
But Wadu, with the final slash, bringing Nixon away. Now Flamesy can definitely go in, but DEWA United have done what they have sought out to do, and it's to zone them away from the neutral objective.
Yep, no kills, but a clean turtle take for DEWA United Esports in the hands of Lanaya. Something else to note is the early builds that's being put onto the core heroes for both sides. You see here, Septiawan obviously allowing for that branching build path. He can go for an early Malefic Roar, maybe as fast as possible Blade of Despair, as compared to Zin, who actually invested in a pair of pants. Zin Gozo. He has steel leg plates.
You gotta do it. Up against a Beatrix, up against a bully in lane, someone who can constantly just be poking you down.
And the Haya.
And Haya as well, some more physical damage threat. The steel leg plates is one of the best items in the game.
Yep.
You pay 500 gold.
Bang for buck.
Bang for buck.
The
and
value.
You get basically the same amount of physical defense that a brute force breastplate will give you.
Yep, just
A
without
full
the stacks. Yeah, just without the stacks, as well as an early warrior boot. So yeah, Zin Gozo is just hunkering down for the mid-game power spike, and there's a flicker pull!
Flicker Divine Judgment into the Menace Rage. Flamesy though, a 3-man Minute Fury. That will catch Lanaya as well. Far too close for Lanaya, but he's still able to escape back to his quad shadow that he placed down in Bow. Almost close snipe from Z.
All right, that's a wash. Nobody died. A lot of ults, a lot of battle spells were spent over. But just the same, this allows for both teams to invest in their core heroes. Let's look at Lanaya coming in.
Good flicker, though, from Z. Gets him out of that. Lanaya was in the minion wave. Didn't get enough stacks to put enough damage on Z.
Talk about the other core heroes. How about mid lane? Z currently on his way to a Clock of Destiny, but Kaze already has his. So it's faster cooldowns for Z. He does have the boots already built up. But yeah, Kaze wants a scaling sooner, wants the ticks of the COD much, much faster.
Okay, we also actually saw Detective winning on the red tree battle up against Lanaya, who had the red tree advantage. Technically, he was one level up before that. Secure from Detective. Very interesting plays happening here from CFU as well. Neutral objective control still their main objective with a utility jungler. Now with the Astral Meteor as well, they should be able to pick this up for free. No purple buff for the Hayabusa unless they go for it here. Maybe the snipe can go for the steal, and nope, it does not happen for DEWA. It's just Detective with a solid red tree.
Septiawan does find its mark, that Renner shot, but just wasn't enough. Not right now, given that he built his second Legion Sword and then the boots. So I think Septiawan understands that, hey, I'm not making it to these fights soon enough. This is way too slow for me. I need a pair of boots. While Zingozo already has built up his DHS. So yeah, he's going to deal a lot of damage to Dixon and maybe to Amin Rice, but everyone else he's going to need to build back up for.
It's all about the scaling game at this point. I mean, take a look at the items. I feel like DEWA United will definitely benefit more from that mid-game power spike with Lanaya and the Beatrix. But here, you can already see it. Just not even the mid-game yet. Lanaya is already dealing a lot of damage just with the Hunter Strike.
Yep. All this while... Oh, there's a pull!
We're Divine Judgment instantly cancelled though. Flamesy with a Minion Fury onto 2. And it's a Valiant Requiem as well. Lanaya forced to run away with the Blazing Duet. Catches him. Now no Quad Shadow. It's a Flicker. Oh, one last Quad Shadow. But it is not enough to save him. It's the fadeaway basic attacks that comes to haunt him in the end.
Yep, welcomed into the loving arms of the waiting members of CFU Gaming, who currently hasn't suffered a loss, are now finding one more. Dixon in the back line, forced to use a split, and they're just gonna barrel on through, convert into this tier 1 up top. Great start for the Cambodians.
That was an SSD, split defensively.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
That's a solid use of your acronyms, young man. But now, CFU making the most of the CC that they have. DEWA United Esports, not a single Purify from them. Not a single Purify effect even. This is difficult right now. And oh, you see, the dark ideas that they have for Wadu.
They didn't let the intrusive thoughts take over there. They held it down. It's all good. They just want to go for a trade right now. And it seems like CFU Gaming, they want to do exactly that as well. They have probably the best weak side gold laner in the game against a Beatrix, a Valentina, and a Kaje. Should still be able to clear out the waves and get out in one piece. Let's see though. No flicker for Amin Rice. And it's a good cover from Flamesy. Blazing Duet to clear out the waves. Meanwhile, Turtle for free to CFU Gaming.
Yep. Way too big a rotation for DEWA United to even contest. Unless...
Wait.
Oh, Detective is delaying. I think the Colliers fight.
Oh, Bennett's Rage. Oh, it's the Shadow Kill all the way to Z. But unfortunately for Lanaya, he connects onto them in waves. They finally spot out Detective and they spot out a way to get it. But unfortunately, again, Lanaya has already rotated down below. Turtle slain. CFU picks up their second turtle, third turtle of the game. Good snipe from Septiawan. They're looking for a trade finally on the board.
Yep. What's going to happen here is CFU Gaming is going to find a way to make do for that pickoff on Wadu. Detective go in 1v3, now 4. This is dangerous. Watch Flamesy. He still has his Minoan Fury and a Flicker. Oh, we're just waiting. I think they're waiting on Z. The amazing contributions or the changes to the metagame that a Novaria can bring, man. Astral Echo changes the way we engage. And right now, trying to spot out for Amin Rays. This is way too deep. Both teams understand that they're playing with tempo here. They both have to pick their fights. And here, as we're speaking, Wadu picks up his Thunderbelt. So yeah, it's not going to be as easy to burst him down as it was about a couple minutes ago.
It seems like DEWA United especially are just waiting for that item power spike to come through, but it's Rage onto Divine Judgment. Still a good escape again, the steel leg plays paying dividends, but Septiawan with a flicker forward finds the kill. Detective now jumping forward a bit his fury as he smashes his hammer down on the ground. Will be able to take Septiawan down, but it's another trade on the board for DEWA United, making it 2 for 2 as a slam pass connects, but there's no more follow-up. No split going to be committed by Dixon.
Slight victory for DEWA United Esports, I'd say, because it was a roamer and a gold laner for a mid and a gold laner, so that's what gave them this very small lead. And the fact that Case hasn't died yet, Case just built his lightning truncheon, means that even Detective has to think twice about engaging. Detective currently is building into full tank, folks. He has a pair of pants. He also has a Molten Essence and then Radiant Armor. So yeah, he has to somewhat think of how Lanaya interacts with that. Look at the gold earned so far. Zingozo and then a couple of members from DEWA United Esports. That's what's explaining these item builds. That's what's making these fights so close.
Okay. A few of the resources already committed onto Lanaya. This should be a free turret over to DEWA United Esports. Is it a thing with the Arlet on the tenacity? I think with the Unbending Will, he would have been able to threaten an actual kill, a solo kill there.
Yep.
Now Lanaya, though, caught off position. There's no way they are able to do this. Detective should be able to secure this for free, and yes, they do. Meanwhile, the back, Flamesy with a good knockup, but a Divine Judgment locks Wadu. Even the final slash dodge away from Lanaya now jumping back. This was what we were talking about, bobbing and weaving in the team fight to create some chaos, but Wadu is doing amazing in this team fight, still buying so much time, creating the chaos necessary to split the front to back. But DEWA are still able to utilize that time to pick up a turret in the mid lane, trade it in for Dixon's life.
He's gonna fall here. K's gonna have to back off. Can't repair this situation. And with that being said, CFU Gaming now back up 1,000 gold about. Wadu building full tank. And I think slowly but surely here in the mid game. Oh wait, it's Septiawan. Close call. They pick off Detective there. Nothing to say.
Good body block as well from Amin Rice. Could have been a horrible trade for DEWA if only Z found that Astral Sphere.
Yeah, so I was saying the only real downside for Wadu is this. Yeah, he's only really good for his final slash, but if he doesn't find it, then that's it. He has to wait again.
Beautiful flicker to get out of that one. Keys. He's feeling it. He's in the flow state. With CFU Gaming, they have the lead. It's still them controlling the pace of the game, especially with a slow push down below.
Yep.
They were able to do what they sought out for. Again, they didn't get K's, but it was more of a bonus. They wanted to just space him out for the turret take.
Yep, and here we go. Wadu finds one, forcing out the split. And again, we all know it's just a false engage, but yeah, very similar to the later half or towards the end of Game 2. CFU are in control. Lanaya grabs his purple buff, and there's a final slash.
Oh, Dixon doesn't have the split. Not a good moment to engage, but Amin's Fury has been used up. Amin Rice still waiting on that flicker. Good poke down from downtown. Connects onto Dixon and Lanaya, taking him down pretty low.
Way to go, keeping your mid lane tier 1. DEWA United Esports, even though they are slightly behind, slightly down, maybe 400, 500 gold here, 12 minutes in, they understand that, yeah, we should fight for the inches on the map, and slowly inches build up to major objectives, like that tier 1 down bottom, and right now, they're looking to split up. They're looking to fight CFU, but not like this. They know that they're going for the Cambodian Ube right now.
Both of the gold laners buying or getting the Win of Nature at the same time. This will definitely help them in these team fights, but I think it will help, or it will give Zing a bit more value than it does for Septiawan. Just for the fact that, you know, they have a Hayabusa, someone who needs to actually take you down. The Win of Nature will definitely stop that plan from DEWA, and from the itemization as well. He's building up to an endless battle, trying to, you know, bypass the Win of Nature with some true damage.
Yeah, but that's not the whole picture, right? The fact that it's more useful for Zing doesn't mean Septiawan doesn't care about it. If anything, Septiawan needs all the protection he can get because there's so much CC that is going to try and kill this Beatrix. So with that being said, it looks like they've had it. With your hiding, there's a pull!
Oh, good escape from Wadu. The tenacity is doing him justice, but even with that, that's what the high and dry, the Master Assassin, is used for. The pickoffs is still should be CFU Gaming with a better trade with an Enhanced Lord.
That's right. A Luminous Lord for a lone XP laner. Oh, that's fine. And now Lanaya Wondering where to go. Last shadow used up. Detective looking for 4.
Oh, Requiem looking Lanaya down. The blazing duet into the back with a nature as well. King or Zing is able to just zone them away as Z goes in for the snipe. Finding 2. Amin Rice should fall next, and it is an Astral Meteor that gets the double kill for Z.
Oh, this is unfortunate. This 3 for none happened right when Lord is marching through bottom lane. DEWA United Esports are going to lose so much from this engagement. 14 minutes in, tier 2 falls. There's a slow push up top. Oh, they're coming in!
Let's see, again as a Requiem K still trying to defend, but will not be able to do so. Dixon sniped down. 3 seconds on Amin Rice. The base is wide open. And the Indonesian dominance ends here for day number 2.
Oh my Mao! Cambodians rejoice. CFU Gaming are a BO3 away from Jakarta. They move on to the upper bracket of their group, taking down DEWA United in a reverse sweep.
What a performance from CFU Gaming. We spoke about how DEWA United's mental has been tested before, but CFU Gaming really brought out the top 2 mentality that they were able to utilize to get all the way to the grand finals of MPL Cambodia.
An amazing effort though by DEWA. They all shined on an individual level, but when it comes down to understanding their own metagame, their own approach, their own execution, all CFU Gaming needed was game 1. All they needed was to understand the limits that DEWA were presenting. And is this not very Blacklist Prime of them to download DEWA's game